Hello, everybody. It's your favorite host here, Yoshi, about to light up another J for a wake and bake. Not technically a wake and bake for me, but if you guys are waking up, good morning. Um, I I'm planning on doing some grinding over the weekend for Moonlighter Disintegration and the Surge 2. Um, I need to build up some coin and stuff for each of those games. Trying to, I've gotten stuck on mission 3 of Disintegration. Um, Trying to find little Johnny in the Surge, and I'm stuck on fighting the Forest Dungeon boss in Moonlighter. I've did a little bit of grinding yesterday, got some coin and stuff. The new shop the new shop upgrade is great in attaining a whole lot more money, as well as the use of the mimic to gain a lot more materials. The Surge 2, I'm stuck in Port Nixon trying to find little Johnny. I get towards the end and I keep dying fighting this giant turret boss and some various enemies in the area. It's Monday. I will probably start making some videos again. If not, do a few over the weekend. I also bought PS4 Play Now or whatever it is, where they have a bunch of streaming games. I may occasionally upload some videos from some games I'm trying to find some interest in, while I'm still kind of stuck on Control and Dead Cells. Still can't get past the hard boss in Dead Cells. Nor can I get past any of the bosses in Control. Though it's been kind of a little while since I played Control. Lost a slight interest in it, but I'll regain it in a little bit. Dead Cells, I just... I'm taking a short break from it as well. That game is kind of killer on the hands. So, Trump admitted to, and we're gonna segue straight into politics. Trump has admitted to sabotaging the postal office so that they could delay elections, saying that if they're going to use the money to help fund mail-in ballots, that he's not going to do it, and he knows that if the post office doesn't have the funds to be able to pay for like processing the mail-in ballots and stuff, people and all that, that it's going to be harder for certain people to vote. Though he does support the swing states voting via mail-in ballot, which he knows that if those people get to vote for him, he has a higher chance of winning. Trump also said that if people are allowed to do mail-in voting, that we'll basically never see another Republican in office, because he knows that the only way Republicans can usually get positions of power is by rigging various elections. The Bush administration got in via a rigged election. Bush Jr., with his brother Jeb Bush in Florida, helping him with secret votes that were found. I find it crazy how he can admit to this and not like arrested for election fraud or election rigging, or at least uh, charged or something. Something should be happening over Trump in this. So in Kamala Harris, I want to talk about her again. Talked about her yesterday. The other day. Um, Joe Biden's vice presidential pick. In my opinion, it shows that the Democrats don't really listen to their constituents, being the fact that people are trying to fight against corruption and the justice system, and Joe Biden picks a corrupt DA agent, or ex-DA. I know Joe Biden himself had a hand in crafting various, at least a couple, laws that disproportionately affected and targeted black people, and Kamala Harris had some influence on having POCs arrested, as well as the defending the abuses by cops. So the Dems truly picked a couple upstanding people to lead the Democratic Party at the moment. And I'm saying that with sarcasm, because we have a racist Democratic candidate and a corrupt pro-cop vice president, and neither of those are good for a time like this, in my opinion, because our choices are racist pro-cop people against racist pro-cop people. The Republicans being racist and pro-cops, and the Democratic Party being racist and pro-cop as well. It also shows, in my opinion, that both sides are pretty much the same coin. One side's wins tails. Both parties pretty much do the same thing in order to pander. The Republican Party is blatantly racist, while the Democratic Party is racist, but it's a little more hidden. They'll do a bit more to help minorities, POCs, and other oppressed people, but they still look for the same thing as the Republican Party. Corporate control by the elites, and keeping white supremacy in place in our government. Like with Joe Biden, he helped craft a bill that gave higher sentencing to black people for the use of crack compared to white people and the use of cocaine. The difference between crack and cocaine is very little. Cocaine is the powdered form, crack is the solid form. The obvious difference between the two, though, is that black people use crack since it's cheaper compared to cocaine, which is a pure form compared to crack, crack is just cocaine cut with various ingredients. So, Biden helped make a bill that disproportionately targeted black people for using the same drugs that white people used. And this is the guy that Democrats claim is not racist. But he is. And then you got if you don't know who you're voting for, "You're not black" argument or thing. The most recent gaffe saying that uh, unlike the black community, the Latino community is more diverse in thought, which is untrue as well, as black people are diverse in their thoughts and culture as well. And then you have a past incident, which, funny enough, Kamala Harris talks about in one of her debates against Joe Biden. He supported and he opposed a busing bill that would help allow black kids to be bused to schools during a time when desegregation was happening. Kamala Harris was one of those students that was opposed to going to school, and now she is his running mate. Quite amusing in my opinion. Before, she was putting out his racism and stuff, and now that she can't be president and can only be vice president, she's totally fine with Joe Biden being racist trash. And that's it for the politics at the moment. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are going to have a good weekend. You know my plans, just mainly grinding, getting stoned, doing the normal for the moment. 2020 kind of sucks. I actually had plans on, getting a vehicle and getting my license and some various other things, and at the moment, that's not really possible with everything that's going on. I don't really want to go to the DMV and stuff and attempt to get my license and possibly get like COVID and all that. I don't really go into stores anymore. All I do is get fast food if possible, so that way I don't have to go grocery shopping. And I stay inside a lot. I know there's vaccines are close to being finished. Russia claims to have a vaccine. Putin's daughter took it. So hopefully we got a vaccine for COVID coming soon. And that way things can start getting better, at least for most parts of the world. I don't know how long it will take for the US to get a handle on it. We're still sending our kids to school, even though there's been a 40% jump in cases of students or kids having COVID-19. Georgia is becoming kind of well known, like the Paulding High School, for kids being in crowded hallways wearing no masks and stuff, and a bunch of people getting COVID. 450 students have to be quarantined with several schools as well. So it's like, hey, let's reopen schools because kids aren't getting an education. But whoa, let's start quarantining a bunch of students now because everybody's getting COVID, which then prevents people from getting an education. Students and teachers who are against the reopening of schools need to protest, because if there's not enough teachers to go to school and teach, they're going to have to do a virtual learning anyways, which pretty much accomplishes everything that is needed, which is online learning. I know online learning is still going to cause problems for students who do not have access to the internet and stuff at home, but it is going to prevent those students from contracting COVID-19 and possibly suffering from lifelong chronic illnesses or dying from it because there's like a um, it's being said there's going to be like a 2 to 3% mortality rate of students because of COVID-19, and it has like a 3% mortality rate to begin with. So lots of people are going to be dying in the United States soon, and then we're going to have a homeless crisis going on at least by next year, if not sooner, and that is going to cause a large disturbance, and the system won't be able to handle it.